Good to have you join us on the show. 360 Sport on Trust TV. I'm Adeniyi G. Shafe. Time to take you around the world of sport as we look at those stories trending. We start with Nigerian ladies really doing well when it comes to beach volleyball. They are really trending right now because they did well in Casablanca, Morocco. That will be the first story we'll be looking at. Beach volleyball. Nigerian men and women pick 2023 World Cup tickets at Under-21 Nations Championship. Our ladies came second. They won silver at the competition, while the men actually they came fifth. Also at the same competition that took place in Casablanca, Morocco. But right now, they both picked the ticket to represent us at the competition that will be coming up at the World Cup that will be in Thailand by November 2023. Thailand is the place to be for our Under-21 volleyballers. That's beach volleyballers. They will be doing us proud in that particular World Cup competition there. Hopefully, they will be able to win well. But right now, the ladies are really shining when it comes to sport. Any sport in Nigeria, our women are making us so proud. Coming second, no means fit at all, as they were able to do well, while the guys actually came fifth there. Just to give you update concerning that particular competition that happened over there in Casablanca, Morocco. Congrats to Team Nigeria, beach volleyballers doing well in that Under-21 Nations Championship in Morocco. Right now, they will be getting ready for the Thailand competition, that's World Cup, and we just hope that they'll be able to win that particular encounter there. Congratulating them for picking up those tickets to represent Nigeria at the World Cup Under-21 beach volleyball that will be coming up in November. Giving you update there. Right now, we also talk about another Nigerian who did well in fencing sport over there in Malaysia. Her name is Sarah. I don't guess it. Well, fencing. Sarah Worry wins gold in Malaysia Open Fencing Championship. She has done well for herself because this time around it's no longer a sport that is like a foreign sport in Nigeria. We have a Nigeria there over there in Malaysia doing well with a Nigerian father and a Malaysian mother. Sarah Worry is really doing well for Nigeria now. We hope that she can at least pick up the opportunity to qualify for the Olympics. Who knows? She can do it. Right now, the young lady is really doing well. She really fought hard to win gold in her own category in fencing sport. You look at fencing and you'll be wondering, wow, we have Nigerians that are actually into this particular sport. And yes, look at her in the middle there for the fact that she was able to win this competition at the Olympic Council of Malaysia Fencing Championship that just ended over there in Malaysia. Congrats to Sarah Worry. Right now, a lot of Nigerians want to see this young lady that will fly high the flag of Nigeria. While we are talking about fencing, just to give you updates, Nigerians are doing well in different sports when it comes to this particular sport of fencing. It's new to us, but at least we have a Nigerian also doing the business there over there in Malaysia. Giving you updates concerning those stories in the world of sport. I will be joining, we're having a guest join us via Zoom. That should be joining us from Kaduna State. We hope that Nazir Jamajo will be getting ready to join us to talk sport. But right now, while we're waiting for Nazir to join us, let's quickly talk about Wiki Tourist. Wiki Tourist of Bauchi gets new interim management coming from the government of Bauchi State. There, Wiki Tourist of Bauchi, even though they'll be playing the Nigerian National League this season, they set up an interim management committee that will see to the affairs of that particular club, and they really want to get them back to the MPFA, just like the way Nasarawa United also wants to get back to the MPFA. Quickly, let's look at the interim management committee set up by Bauchi State government for Wiki Tourist. We have Aminu Umar as the chairman, Al-Hassan Mohammed is a member, Dauda Choma also a member, Umar Said, and you have Saidu Chadi as the secretary of that particular club. Now they are the interim management committee that will be running the affairs of that particular team from now henceforth. Well, let's see what they'll be doing, and hopefully they'll be able to do well to get Wiki Tourist back. It's been a tough one for that club, for the fact that they really suffer right now back to NNL, and now they want to see how they can get back to MPFL. Now, let's hope that Nazir Jamajo is ready to at least talk to us concerning this particular story. First, Wiki Tourist of Bauchi gets new interim management. Looking at that management, Nazir Jamajo, well, you look at that's a team that for a while they've been on the underground for the fact that things didn't go well with them. Now they have a new set of people to run the affairs of that club. Do you think they can do it well for now?
That's a little bit of a problem. But looking at Wiki Thori's situation entirely, immediately he set up this committee, and then you look at it right now that they are very serious about it. They want to fix things in next to no time and get the team going. Among the people that got appointed as the new interim management committee of Wiki Thoris, when you look at it from the chairman, I mean, Umar, I met him. We've discussed, so many things about football. He has got a clue about what football is, and he is willing to help the youths in Bauchi State to have their chance in the team of Vikitoris, and he wants the team to deliver also. And you talk about, Alhassan Muhammad, who is also a very wonderful person and a very good football administrator. Dauda Chiroma, I met him so many times. He's somebody that I know in and out, and he knows what football is all about. And Umar Said also has got a lot of clues when it comes to football. He knows what he's doing. He knows what football is all about. And he is willing to also help the team go forward. He wants to see Wikitoris succeed. He wants to see Wikitoris go ahead and get back into the NPFL. So these are a set of people that I know. And I know that these people are going to take this team to the next level no matter what. They are willing to help. So I think whether these are help for Wikitoris, to be honest with you, when you look at the people that are into this, business with Wikitoris, they are ready to help. They are ready to see this team progress, and they are not after anything other than seeing the team go forward and get back into the NPFL, because that is what the chairman said yesterday when he went to visit the players on the training pitch. So we hope that they go ahead and do the right thing, which is what they usually do when it comes to footballing matters in Bauchi State. And at the end of the day, Wikitoris will be back to where it belongs, that is the NPFL.
Well, hopefully, let's see how it's going to be, because right now it seems all the teams that got relegated to NNL are really trying to fight hard. I just remember just a few days ago, Nasarawa United, the Nasarawa State Commissioner saying, well, they too want to get back to the MPFL. Well, we hope to see how they will all do it. At least the new management set up by Bauchi State government to run the affairs of Wiki Tourist. Just like you said, hopefully they will get it right and get that team back to mainframe of Nigerian football. Now, the big one will be coming up today in Benin, that's Benin City, Samuel Ogbemidia Stadium, where Our Lady Delta Queens will be fighting hard to see how they can win against Ampem Dakoa of Ghana. Let's look at that story. CAF Women's Champions League, Delta Queens battle Ampem Dakoa for Wafu B ticket. That's the topic we're looking at right now for CAF Women's Champions League. A big one for them, because we know they actually won the games they've played so far. They've won 3 out of 3. A tough one for the last match they played in the semi-final. They had to win 3-2 coming from behind. But now, against Ampem Dakoa of Ghana, who have been knocking at the door of how to get the sole ticket to represent West Africa at the Women's Champions League. Nazero is going to be a tough one for Nigeria and Team Delta Queens, but I'm very sure a lot of Nigerians are hopeful that they can qualify, right?
Yeah, we are very hopeful. We are very hopeful, and considering what happened with the male teams when it comes to these CAF competitions, I think this is our only hope when it comes to playing in these CAF competitions this season, because even Eyimba are eliminated from this CAF Champions League. So our hopes are on Delta Queens at the moment for them to deliver and do the right thing. But playing against a team from Ghana, whom you know that, yes, they can do the business also right there, it's going to be so very difficult for Delta Queens. But our hopes is with them, our prayers are with them. We hope that they go ahead and do the right thing expected from them, play their possible best, and see what is going to be the outcome at the end of the day. But I hope they get to qualify for this tournament completely and get to beat this Ghanaian side, because over the course of the last, couple of months from the World Cup qualification to now, I've got my own problem with the Ghanaians. They got our ticket for the World Cup, and right now we can't let this happen anymore. Let's go ahead, Delta Queens. Our hope is with you. Go ahead and do the right thing that is expected.
Well, even though I know that a lot of Nigerians want Delta Queens to qualify and win this particular sole ticket, it's not going to be an easy task, because it seems the Ghanaian teams are really closing the gap between us when it comes to women football. And it's going to be a tough one between Ampem Dakoa and Delta Queens. That match will be coming up by 3 p.m. Nigerian time. I will be coming up at Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium, and they will be fighting hard to see how they can qualify from this West African side, because they have just a ticket for the women team football club, and we hope that Nigeria can pick up that particular ticket to represent West Africa. Well, Ampem Dakoa against Delta Queens, 3 p.m. Benin City, Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium is the place to be. But when it comes to sport recently, Nazir, it seems our ladies are really making us so proud. In almost all the sport, before you joined us, we talked about a young Nigeria over there in Malaysia who did well in fencing, called Sarah Wari. We also have Nigerian beach volleyballers also doing well over there in Morocco. They came second, while the men came fifth, although both of them qualified for the world competition that will be coming up in Thailand. But really, if you look at it recently, the D Tigers, we saw what they did, winning back to back, making it 4-peat. When it comes to basketball, you can't even mention our men. Let's not go there concerning our men. From the way it is, it seems sports in Nigeria is actually tilts towards the women. You agree with this?
Yeah, no doubt about that. The numbers, says all that you need to know when it comes to the women's sports, because even in the World Cup, the male team couldn't make it, but the women team were there in the World Cup, and they did make a lot of us proud when it comes to the way they performed, although they got knocked out in the round of 16 of the tournament. But honestly speaking, just like you said, the women are taking over, considering what has been happening. Just you mentioned the volleyball team and the women's team that played in the World Cup. And then in so many aspects, the athletics also, the women are there. The likes of Toby Amusan have delivered over the course of the months for, Nigeria. And when you look at the way things have transpired from the male section, it is really, really disappointing, I think. So I'm also with you, Adini, because the women's team have been performing. They have been performing, to be honest with you, and they deserve every credit that is going to come their way.
They deserve everything, because really, if you check it out, the ladies, as long as they keep winning for Nigeria, we seem to treat them with at least much more, a bit less concerning compared to the men. If we look at Super Eagles now, they didn't make the World Cup. The ladies travel to World Cup, issue here and there concerning their pay, and it's so painful how we treat these ladies, because if you look at it, just like we are saying, they seems to be having an edge when it comes to winning trophy, winning medals for Nigeria, while the men seems to get all the attention, and yet they don't really get to win anything. And really, something must be done. And that will take us to the next topic that has to do with the welfare of Nigerians athletes, be it football, be it in hockey, be it in taekwondo. Let's look at this story. Nigerian athletes welfare package must improve, coming from the newly appointed Minister of Sport Development, that's Senator John Eno, saying, well, Nigerian athletes welfare package must improve after Nigerian at the Olympic Commission team actually wrote to him concerning how to improve Nigerian athletes in any sport, be it track and field events, football, taekwondo, judo, hockey, basketball, volleyball, all sport. The welfare package of these athletes must improve. Something must be done. We've seen athletes getting injured, and that is the end. Not forgetting the para-athletes who really are doing us well. Recently, they won 7 medals, 4 gold medals at the competition they participated in Dubai, and we have to appreciate what they are doing. But right now, looking at this story, Jamajo, that the minister said, well, they have to improve on the welfare of Nigerian athletes. I think this particular situation or this particular topic is really, really ripe for our athletes.
Yeah, it is. It is, because it is very important to take care of your players, and especially when it comes to the welfare package, you have to give them what is expected from you so that they can go out and deliver. This welfare package is very, very important, because the players will feel appreciated. They will feel like, yes, these people are noticing what we are doing, and it will give them motivation going forward. And the most important thing in sports is the motivation. When you are motivated, you go out and do what you don't even expect from yourself. That pushes you to the edge. That pushes you to give more than your best. So I think the welfare package is very, very important. We have to take care of these players. We have to know what they are doing. So many times when it comes to these welfare packages, sometimes when you don't take care of the players, that is when you go ahead and see them go into big competitions and crumble. But considering what has happened with the women's team, with the situation that they had of the salaries and bonuses, and they went ahead and do that, when you look at the way things are happening, you feel like these people deserve a lot of things when it comes to the welfare, especially the women teams, just like we finished talking about the way they are performing. So the welfare package, when it goes there and it makes them motivated, it gives them the motivation, and when they have that kind of motivation, they go ahead and do what is really expected from them. So the welfare is very important. If they can go ahead and improve that, I think the athletes will perform better, the players also will perform better, everybody will do what is required from them, and they will not have any excuses to rely on, because sometimes when you fail, it is the excuses that you go back and look at, like what went wrong, and then you go ahead and provide the excuses. But when this package stays intact, then you expect a lot of things from the athletes.
Well, hopefully our athletes will actually get that now they deserve, because it's not easy to do sport. You sweat in week in, week out, and you get part result. But right now, according to the Minister of Sport Development, hopefully something good will be done there, and we just hope that our athletes will get it right, because if we check the what athletes just ended sometimes back, we couldn't at least win any medal. We fought hard, but it wasn't there, and I'm very sure to some extent the welfare package might not be too good enough that will make the athletes to go extra mile to compete. When you know something good is there for you, actually spur you into action. We've been talking concerning that particular topic. Nigerian athletes welfare package must improve, coming from Minister of Sport Development, John Eno there. Now, a big one will be coming up today that has to do with Uefa Champions League draw that will be coming up. But all the clubs that qualify have been put into 4 pots. We'll just quickly look at those pots, and well, let's look at how it's going to be. UEFA Champions League port. We have a big one in pot 1. You have Manchester City, Sevilla, Barcelona, Napoli, Bayern Munich, PSG, Benfica, Feyenoord. In pot 2 is Real Madrid, Manchester United, Inter Milan, Borussia Dortmund, Atletico Madrid, RB Leipzig, Porto, and Arsenal. And in pot 3 is Shakhtar Donetsk, perennial. They are always in Champions League. RB Salzburg of Austria, AC Milan, Braga from Portugal, PSG and Devon, they are back. You have Lazio, Svena Zvezda, Copenhagen. And you have pot 4, Young Boys of Switzerland, Real Sociedad, Galatasaray, Celtic, Newcastle United, Union Berlin, Royal Antwerp of Belgium, and RC Lens there. All these clubs will be fight to see where would they belong to by the time the draw will be coming up this evening. But a big one there. Jamajo, you look at, we have 4 ports here. A lot of people are already matching up all these clubs. But it's good to see the likes of Arsenal back, Manchester United, Galatasaray. There are some clubs that you look at Champions League, you always see them there. This time around, they are back there also trying to see how they can compete. And we have a lot of Nigerians that will be playing this season in UEFA Champions League. We have Napoli. Victor Osimhen will be there to justify why he himself and his team, Napoli, won the Scudetto. You have all of them trying to fight hard. Manchester City is also there, a big one there. And you look at all this. Jamajo, what are you expecting tonight by the time the draw is actually made from this pot 1 to 4?
Yeah, I think the team that I'm expecting at the moment is for the group of death when it comes to these groups that are going to be made later today in the Champions League, because all of the teams, when you consider the pot 1, you look at Manchester City, the holders of the competition, a lot of people's eyes will be on Manchester City this season. They are the team to beat in the Champions League. And when you look at the likes of Real Madrid in pot 2, you might be thinking they will be drawing in the same group. And in pot 3, you have a lot of big teams, the likes of Inter Milan are also there, the team that went far last season in the Champions League. And just like you said, a couple of Nigerians are in the Champions League this year, and all eyes will also be on Victor Osimhen, which I think is the big star when it comes to Nigerian football at the moment, because he's the hottest property in the market, although he is on the verge of signing a new contract with Napoli. Napoli last season also had a good run in the Champions League. They made it to the quarterfinals in their history. So maybe this season their target will be the semi-final and then maybe the final in a couple of years to come. But at the moment, they are looking good, and they are looking like they will do something in the Champions League, because their start in the Serie A has been blistering. They just continued from where they left last season. So I just can't wait to see what is going to happen in the group stages of the Champions League. The likes of Bayern Munich are there, and then big congratulations to Arsenal, who are back in the Champions League for the first time after like 6 years, if I'm mistaken. So they deserve some massive congratulations. And for the fans also for staying loyal. Sometimes you find it very difficult, but Arsenal right now can look back and say, yeah, it's worth the wait. And Mikel Arteta has done a fantastic job taking this team forward, and that is why they are where they are at the moment.
A big one there, looking at the pot 1 to 4 of the Uefa Champions League draw that will be coming up tonight. A big one there, but just like I said, good one for some clubs that have been out and now they are back. Let's see what will be happening. Can PSG this time around, they've been knocking at the door of Champions League trophy, and can they win it this time around? Manchester City, would they defend it? It is very possible, and a lot of clubs will be really trying to see how they can get their hand on that trophy to compare themselves with Real Madrid, who are really the king of this trophy called Champions League. Big one tonight, just to give you at least have an idea what's happening as they have been slated to different ports there. And now let's just give us some results in the 2023 FIBA basketball taking place, being co-hosted by Philippines and Japan. Looking at those results there, South Sudan they lost against Serbia 83-115, Venezuela 59-70 against Georgia, while USA showed their class against Jordan 110 against 62, nearly doubling the mark there. Cote d'Ivoire 77-89 against Brazil. Brazil won that encounter. Cape Verde lost against Slovenia 77-92. China, they lost against Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico very, very good in basketball. And Greece, they fought hard. They won against New Zealand, while Spain actually won their game against Iran there. Well, Iran fought hard, but they lost against Spain. Extra 20-point adrift. All African teams have been eliminated from the World Cup to play classification games. The likes of South Sudan, Cote d'Ivoire, they are all out now from this particular competition. They fought hard, but it was actually not good enough. Even Egypt, they've crashed out. Angola also, they've crashed out. 4 of them are participating, although for our own D Tigers, they fought hard, but they couldn't even make it to the World Cup. But for those teams that are playing the World Cup right now, they've been eliminated, but just to play classification games where they classify all the teams. Just giving you update concerning the result, the day 6 result of 2023 FIBA Basketball World Cup taking place, being co-hosted by the likes of Japan and Philippines. Now, quickly, let's just run through 2 stories in the world of transfer. A lot of clubs have been buying players, but the transfer deadline is edging closer and closer. And now a big one coming from a player of Barcelona, Ansu Fati. Fati right now is being pursued by almost 4 clubs. Brighton, Tottenham Hotspur, Chelsea and Borussia Dortmund have made approach for Ansu Fati. But right now, Brighton seems to be edging so close. They seem to be leading the pack there to get him to play in England. Jamajo, this is a player, young, promising player of Barcelona. But right now, it seems, could it be because of the financial issue with Barcelona? They want Ansu Fati to go. This is a very promising talent.
You know, unfortunately, it hasn't worked out for him at Barcelona, to be honest with you, because since the departure of Lionel Messi, everybody thought that he's going to be the guy that would replace Lionel Messi in the team. And he even went ahead to take the number 10 jersey that he's wearing at the moment. So after that ACL injury in the first place, you know that, yes, there is a lot of difficulties when it comes to injuries. And immediately after he returned, he suffered another one, which has actually kept him out for a while. And that is very difficult for a young player to cope with when it comes to serious injuries like this. But Ansu Fati, to be honest with you, I feel like he deserves a new start, a fresh start. That is what he wants. And there are some issues between him and Barcelona coach, talking of Xavi. That is why he's not getting the required minutes on the pitch. And I feel like the boy, if he gets some time on the pitch, there is a player in Ansu Fati. There is still a player in Ansu Fati, in which I hope that Roberto De Zerbi at Brighton will bring the best out of the boy. He is a player that loves playing in that first 9 role. And at Brighton, there is no number 9 that you look at the moment after Ferguson that you say, yes, he can play at the highest level that is required and go ahead and help the team win. So the most important thing for him at the moment, I think, is the fresh start for Ansu Fati. And after that, there is a place for him in the team. And if he goes ahead and have the required minutes for him to play, then I hope by the start of next year, he will be the player that he really wants to be. And then after the loan, maybe if he wants to return to Barcelona, he can go ahead and do that. And if he wants to still stay at Brighton, there is a door open. And Barcelona also, after João Felix, that is why they are letting Ansu Fati go, because of the financial situation. And if he goes, then everybody will have what he wants, because Ansu Fati doesn't want to stay at Barcelona. Barcelona, it seems like Xavi doesn't want him. So he goes to Brighton, opens the space for Barcelona to accommodate João Felix if he comes in, and then everybody gets what he wants. And I hope, Ansu Fati goes ahead and deliver for Brighton.
Good one there, but really it's so painful when you see a promising talent like Ansu Fati leaving that prestigious club. Well, that's football. Players go and come anytime. Let's take the last straw on the show. That has to do with Trevor Chalobah of Chelsea right now. Bayern Munich are in talks with Chelsea for defender Trevor Chalobah. They want to get him, and really, if everything goes well, Chalobah could be moving to the Bavarians over there at the Allianz Arena in Germany, and it's possible that Chalobah could be moving. Well, Naziru, this is another player moving away from London to Germany.
Yeah, I think it is the Thomas Tuchel connection, because Thomas Tuchel gave Trevor Chalobah his debut at Chelsea, and I think he is the one that really wants him at Bayern Munich at the moment because he wants to continue with him. So I think for Trevor Chalobah, it will be a good one for him. There is a place in him right there at Munich that Thomas Tuchel wants him to fill, because after selling Benjamin Pavard, you know, they'll go all out to have somebody that will fill in that position. Even if they cannot get the person that should be replacing Benjamin Pavard immediately, they should get somebody in so that he can fill in the role that Benjamin Pavard is living in that.
Okay, seems net to actually hang Nazir Jamajo there. We just have to wrap it up right now for the fact that we've been talking concerning those transfers and also all the stories that have actually been trending in the world of sport. We're talking about fencing. Nigerian lady Sarah Warri doing well, winning gold in fencing sport, and also beach volleyball. Nigerian men and women under 21 qualifying for the world competition that will be coming up in Thailand in November. Good one for them. And not forget the fact that Minister of Sport Development, John Eno, saying they will improve on the welfare package of Nigerian sportsmen. They are a good one for Nigerian athletes. Hopefully things will get better. And for Ansu Fati, Brighton, Chelsea, Dortmund, and Tottenham Hotspur all fighting to see him signing for them. And let's see, maybe he will actually move to join the Zebi in Brighton. Well, a wonderful time with Naziru Jamajo. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. Okay, we just have to wrap it up now. You join us from Kaduna State. I appreciate that with you. And I'm Adeni Jishafi. As we always say, the sport is business and fitness. Thanks for watching.